this game in as soon as possible, and that is why we are playing this evening, which nobody is complaining about, because let's be honest, we'd all rather have these basketball games happen than be canceled or the worst. Canton Seahawks, they also open up their season with a big win over the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies on Thursday, 45-39. Now, when you look at this game last year, it was 51-10 was the final. It was all the Vermillion girls going into postseason. And you think, all right, Canton Seahawks had continued to reload after a year ago of some very younger players. Well, that hasn't happened whatsoever. They still have Paige Schroedermeyer on their team. Paige, a very talented basketball player for the Canton Seahawks. She is a senior, one junior, 3 sophomores. Otherwise, this entire roster is nothing but 9th and 8th graders. And we'll be seeing some of those 9th and 8th graders get some playing time this evening. So a very, very young team for the Canton Seahawks. And we will catch up with Greg Scholes, the head coach of the Seahawks, and talk about this younger squad. And for the Vermillion Tanagers, as we mentioned, it was a poor shooting night for them from the field. But otherwise, it saw a lot of bright sides in what could be building towards the future. Of course, Lexi Plitzowite has herself a big night, getting a double-double as well as 13 points in that game. But maybe more of the talking point was not Lexi Plitzowite in her senior campaign, but a couple of freshmen and even an 8th grader that kind of stole the show. Chandler Cleveland and Brooke Jensen are the two I'm talking about, coming off the bench and just playing phenomenal, both having double figures. Chandler, the 9th grader, and Brooke, the 8th grader. Are we going to continue to see that? I mean, we want to see more of Shandy Ludwig, Lily Johnson, Kenzie Mulheron, Leah Herbster get more points, but coming off the bench, it showed a really big bright spot for this Vermillion girls team, and it just means that is something they can rely on if they need to throughout the rest of the season. And it's going to be exciting to continue to watch how these girls develop here in the next few weeks, and even in this game tonight against that region opponent, against that DAC 12 opponent. We know that is so important, and head coach John Brooks has made mention of it already this season, how tough it is going to be coming out of this region. I mean, Region 4 is just going to be stacked this year. You have the T-Area Lady Titans, who are going to be extremely good, Dakota Valley, and then who is going to fall in that 3rd spot? We know Lennox is going to be battling right there for the Vermillion Tanagers, and should be very exciting. So got to take care of business as soon as you possibly can. And right now, when it comes to the standings, Canton Seahawks and Vermillion are both locked in at that number 3 spot, but again, just one game into the season. All right, let's take a break here on our pregame show, and when we come back, we're going to have our conversations with not only head coach John Brooks, but also Gregory Scholes, the head coach of the Canton Seahawks, talking about this younger squad and what he expects from them this year. That's all on the way as you're listening to the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and around the world, KBTK.com.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
Call Farm Bureau agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Back here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and around the world, KBTK.com, as we get you set for basketball action this evening. Vermillion Lady Girls back in action, taking on the Canton Seahawks. This is the Farm Bureau Financial Services Debbie Profrock pregame show. It's time to get into our conversations with the coaches. We're going to have our conversation with John Brooks here in just a moment. But right now, let's get into our conversation with head coach of the Canton Seahawks, Gregory Scholes, a team that is very young once again this season. We mentioned it just a little bit ago. Just one senior on this team, otherwise a whole bunch of 8th graders and 9th graders, but don't let that be any indication of how well this team does play together and how long they have played together. Speaking of that, here's more about that with our conversation with the coach. It's head coach of the Canton Seahawks, Gregory Scholes. Coach, talking about this season, and when we look right away at your team, we see such a young team, a lot of freshmen, a lot of 8th graders. But then again, you returned 3 starters from a year ago when you played against this Vermillion team. So what has that been like, constantly building towards the future for your team and now building for this season?
It's actually been great. You know, you kind of have the same team coming back. Also, you may be young. But everyone is basically returning from last year, so we're able to keep building another year with each other and keep getting familiar with how we play, we want to.
Watching your team throughout this season, and as they continue to build, as I mentioned, a few returners from last year, how does that help with just one senior on this team to continue to build that and what you have for the upcoming years? Advantage of going into this game tonight against the Tangers.
Well, we noticed that we got to match their intensity on defense. We can't get rattled. They have some really good guard play. They trap a lot, and we just got to make sure we find open spaces and being able to control the ball at the tempo and not have so many turnovers. You know, and try to win the possession battle as well. Like I said, we have some great dynamic guards on defense, and they're really aggressive. So we got to find a way to match their intensity.
I know you personally also do a little bit of scouting, and you, of course, know about one of the biggest players when it comes to Class A, Lexi Plitzowhite. How do you look to shut her down in this game so she doesn't explode for some big points? Because, let's be honest, after the first game, I don't think we saw a whole lot from her.
Well, that's a tall task. She's a really great and dynamic player. You know, she can score from all different facets, from all 3 different levels, from the 3, mid-range, at the free-throw line. Very intelligent player. Very crafty, knows the game. She comes from a basketball pedigree and family, so she's a very intelligent player. So we're just looking, you know.
The Canton Seahawks. All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, it's our conversation with head coach John Brooks of the Vermillion girls. A very poor shooting night on Friday, but they look to keep it rolling in the win column. He's up next here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
Call Farm Bureau agent Debbie Profrock in Vermillion at 605-624-3011.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
As you clear that last patch of snow from your driveway, breathe in that crisp, rejuvenating winter air before you throw yourself into a monstrous snow pile and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Shriek for tide-turning reversals, whoop at game-winning threes, and gasp in awe at a perfect back walkover. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
I'm Jenny Bowling from Canton, Summerland. After over a decade of customer service in our store, helping my customers with our free interior design service is still my favorite part of my job. Not all customers feel confident designing their own room. Whether you need help measuring, matching up with new paint or carpet, or have remodeled or built new, we are here to help you understand how to arrange and purchase for your room. Enjoy free design service at the Canton Summerland, 2401 Broadway. It's a good life.
We've been keeping people warm in the winter and cool in the summer for almost 40 years. I'm Larry from Larry's Heating and Cooling. At Larry's, we've seen a lot of changes over the years. We started in a small building and been given the opportunity to grow in the Yankton area and help you with all your heating and cooling needs. So from Peg, Miles, myself, and the rest of our employees, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Larry's Heating and Cooling, 2401 Broadway Avenue, Yankton.
You're home for Vermillion basketball as we get set for game number 2 of the season for the girls, that is. Right back into action. Friday night against Cavaliers, they open up with a 60-38 win, and they look to continue now just off of 2 days rest to get ready for this Canton Seahawks team. Game, I should say, that has been historically much later in the season, but has gotten moved up to the early part of the season, just that second game, as we mentioned. It also opens up Region 4 and DAC-12 play for the Vermillion girls, and the Canton Seahawks already have a win inside the DAC-12 and in Region 4, beating the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. All right.
Thread and Ink, we're here to help you stand out.
Are you thinking about getting a new roof? Well, look no more and contact Days Roofing today at 712-898-9579. Days Roofing covers territory from Cherokee to Sloan, Iowa, and from Sioux Falls to Yankton, South Dakota, covering a 60 to 80-mile radius from Sioux City. Days Roofing has a crew of over 10 years' experience, and they complete almost every job in one day. Days Roofing is known for excellent work and great cleanup after the job's done. Call Days Roofing today for an estimate at 712-898-9579. Again, 712-898-9579.
Back at the Vermillion High School as we get you set for action tonight between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. This is the Debbie Profrock Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and around the world, KVTK.com. It's an opener tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers of DAC-12 play, but more importantly, Region 4 play, which is going to be very extremely intense and exciting to see for the Vermillion girls this season. We've heard head coach John Brooks talk about it before, especially last week on pregame show, how tough it's going to be to get outside of Region 4 when it comes to teams like Dakota Valley in the T-area Lady Titans, both falling within this region. And then when it comes to just the state of South Dakota, and you want to talk about probably the toughest conference to play in when it comes to Class A, you would say would be the DAC-12. And you look at so many more great teams last year. Of course, Lennox, a powerhouse team, they have dropped back, but Sioux Falls Christian reloaded, and again, Dakota Valley. You have the Lady Titans of T-area in there. It's just going to be a very tough one, so it is important as quickly as you can to get those victories and to make sure you can make things happen throughout this season. And it should be a good matchup here tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. This does not open region play, though, for the Seahawks, as they've already gotten theirs underway last Thursday, getting a win against the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies, 45-39. And again, this is a very young Canton Seahawks team. We mentioned just one senior on this team, one junior, sprinkle in a couple sophomores. Otherwise, this is all freshmen and eighth graders on this team. But again, we look at this. There are three stars that returned from a year ago when these two teams matched up, but very low scoring for the Canton Seahawks, just 10 points in that matchup a year ago. So they're really looking to get things corrected. And you heard earlier in the pregame show, head coach Gregory Scholes mentioned it so much. Have to shut down the dynamic Lexi Plitzowite. Lexi put up 13 points in her first game of the season as a senior, had a double-double on Friday night, and will look to just continue that success throughout this season. And you look at Lexi and say 13 points. That's actually on the lower side for Lexi, as last year she was averaging 17 points a game, and she's going to be expected to do that, if not more. But again, you want to see a few more seniors come along for this Vermillion girls basketball team. And we look at specifically at Lily Johnson, who just shot the ball 3 different times on Friday evening. Yes, that's right. 3 different times we saw 2 different bench players get in double figures. That will be important for Lily Johnson to just, if she gets those open looks, to take advantage of them. And we also mentioned, and you just heard head coach John Brooks say it, Shandy Ludwig, an outstanding player. She's been around this team for so long now. She's come off the bench since she was a freshman, and of course a starter last year. She can shoot the ball extremely well, but she just kind of went through a little bit of a lull the other night against the Cavaliers, and she'll look to bounce back and see if she can't have some success. But as we mentioned, big group of gals for the Canton Seahawks. It'll definitely be a size battle, to say the least. I know when you look at paper, it doesn't seem like it, but should be a great matchup tonight against the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. All right, let's take a quick minute break here on the Debbie Profrock Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show, and when we come back, the starting lineups of the national anthem, that's on the way here on ESPN.
Snow from your driveway. Breathe in that crisp, rejuvenating winter air before you throw yourself into a monstrous snow pile and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Shriek for tide-turning reversals. Whoop and game-winning threes. Gas spin-offs and a perfect back walkover. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank.
Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
I'm Jenny Bolig from Yankton Lumberland. After over a decade of customer service in our store, helping my customers with our free interior design service is still my favorite part of my job. Not all customers feel confident designing their own room. Whether you need help measuring, matching up with new paint or carpet, or have remodeled or built new, we are here to help you understand how to arrange and purchase for your room. Enjoy free design service at the Yankton Lumberland, 2401 Broadway. It's a good life.
Vermillion Tanagers and the 1-0 Canton Seahawks meet for game number 2 of the season. Again, a game that's usually played at the very end, getting ready for postseason play, but has been moved up, as you heard John Brooks mention it earlier in our pregame show, an opportunity to move this game up to kind of get a little bit of space in to get ready for that Ponca Indians team that's going to be extremely tough. I believe Ponca's lost just one game so far this season out of the state of Nebraska. That game coming up on Thursday. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for both the Canton Seahawks and the Vermillion Tanagers. First up for the Canton Seahawks, it'll be number 1, Lakin Meister, the 5'5" sophomore guard. Number 4, Paige Schrodemeyer, the 5'7", only senior guard on the team. Number 12, Amanda Lease, the 5'6", 8th grader. Then after that, it'll be number 22, Cadence Abbott, the 6'1" sophomore forward. And finally, number 42, Tara Lease, the 5'9" junior forward. For the Vermillion Tanagers, it's the same starting 5 as they had on Friday evening. It'll be number 5, Shandy Ludwig, the 5'3" senior guard. Number 11, Lily Johnson, the 5'6" senior guard. Number 12, Kenzie Mulheron, the 5'8" junior forward. Number 15, Leah Herbster, the 6' sophomore center. And number 20, Lexi Putzowite, the 5'9" junior guard. And that is your starting 5 for the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. All right, we're going to take a break for our national anthem. And when we come back, it's the opening tip between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. That's on the way right after the national anthem.
Services pregame show. The tip-off is moments away. Let's Head courtside, here's the voice of the Vermillion Tanagers, Pete Nimke.
Here we go as we get you set for action tonight between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks here on ESPN, as it will be Leah Herbster along with number 22 for the Canton Seahawks, Cadence Abbas, who will step into the middle. Ball in the air in Vermillion in their all-white uniforms, moving from right to left with the opening tip. And we are underway for the single game tonight against the Vermillion Tanagers and the Canton Seahawks. And right at the top of the Tanager logo, it's going to be Shani Ludwig, who gets herself in trouble for a travel, trying to get beyond the tall arms of the Canton Seahawk, decide not to make the pass. As she lands on her feet, commits the first turnover of the basketball game. Canton Seahawks will now take their first offensive possession. Controlling it with the basketball is Meister. Meister hands off, trying to make their way around the perimeter. Now get it back behind the only senior again on this team, Paige Schrodemeyer. Now work it down underneath in the lane is Tara Lease. And Tara is able to lay it off the glass and good for two. She is going to be a monster underneath, the 5'9" forward junior for the Canton Seahawks, looking to have herself a big game. The press is on, but able to break it. Other Tanagers up to Plitzowite in the lane. She tries to make an underneath pass to Leah Herbster. It's too low, though, and will go out of bounds along the baseline. Another quick turnover for the Vermillion Tanagers. Already 45 seconds in, and Vermillion has yet to put up a shot. It's the Canton Seahawks that lead it 2-0. And now the full court press is going to be applied by the Vermillion Tanagers. Plitzowite reaches in and commits the foul. Against Paige Schrodemeyer, it was just the lightest of touches, but enough to draw the official's attention and blow his whistle. Lexi Plitzowite picks up her first personal and the first team foul. Here we go along the baseline once again. Immediately getting to Paige Schrodemeyer. Double teamer for a sec. Now they break the press. Get it up the court to Abbott. She has to back her way out. Then stolen from behind by Mulheron. Here come the Tanagers the other way to Plitzowite in the lane. She's triple teamed. She's going to go up through contact. Get knocked over. The shot is way off the mark. But she draws the contact and will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. The foul will come against Amanda Lease, which will be her first personal in the first team. And again, we'll send Lexi Plitzowite to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 13 points for her on Friday evening. The leading scorer as well. First free throw is off the mark. Plitzowite shot 70% from the free throw line as well on Friday evening, having 13 different opportunities from the free throw line. And might have been a lane violation. Nothing called as Leah Herbster was leaning in and almost was making actually movement, but again, nothing called as Lexi Plitzowite is able to hit the free throw. It's 2-1. Seahawks with the lead. Seahawks will now bring it to the front court. The handoff to Cadence Abbas. Now Abbas has it poked away. Shani Ludwig chases after it, then hands off to Plitzowite. Plitzowite all the way up to the tall hands of Leah Herbster, but slips through the fingertips and will go out of bounds. There'll be a quick turnover once again. Vermillion just can't have any success right now, or I should say isn't having any success in the front court. That full court press being applied by both teams right now as the Seahawks need to get it across the timeline. Paige Schrodemeyer with the right-handed dribble brings it all the way to the near wing. Now we'll kick it to the top with Lake and Meister to set up the offense. Meister still with the ball. Now back behind to Abbas. Abbas goes to the elbow, has to kick back behind to Schrodemeyer on the near side as they work it now to the far wing with Amanda Lease. Bounce pass back to the top. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Schrodemeyer at the Tanager logo. She's going to drive all the way in, try to make some kind of contact, but as she does so, she's going to travel, taking 3 steps, and it's a turnover. 6:13 first quarter. It's the Seahawks with a 1-point lead, 2-1 over the Vermillion Tanagers. Get it up to Plitzowite to break that press. Still Plitzowite. Now she's going to kick it over to Lily Johnson right in front of the Seahawk bench. Lily Johnson picks up her dribble now and gets it over to Plitzowite along the near wing. Plitzowite trying to drive in, splits a double team. Contact is made, and it will be a foul that will go against Paige Schrodemeyer, her first personal, and a second team foul for the Canton Seahawks. 26 fouls is what the Vermillion Tanagers were able to get the Cavaliers into trouble on Friday evening. Vermillion has it in the front court with Lily Johnson. Over to Mulherron on the near wing. Pump fakes the three. And will work it now around the perimeter once again. Into Plitzwhite as she tries to make some space in the lane. Tries to get a bounce pass to Leah Herbster. That's been shut down all night. Loose basketball. Going to be picked up by Mulherron. She misses her shot, but right back up is Plitzwhite with the loose basketball. And she lays it off the glass and good for her first 2 points and the first Vermillion Tanger lead. Seahawks quickly the other way. And it's right off the glass for Lakin Meister. And her first 2 points, and right back the lead goes to the Seahawks. It's 4-3, 5:25, first quarter. Down in the front court, go the Tangers. Up to Leah Herbster. Leah Herbster lays it off the glass a little too strong as it bounces off the left side of the rim. But she has contact made with, and it will be a foul, and she'll head to the free throw line. The foul will be the third team foul on the Canton Seahawks. And the foul, by the way, will go against Meister, which is her her first personal foul. Free throw is up and knocked down for Leah Herbster for her first points of the evening. We're tied 4-4. Second free throw, right down the sock. And back to the lead for the Tangers in their all-white uniforms. Canton Seahawks in their all-blue uniforms, numbers and letters that are in the yellow gold. Paige Schroedermeyer into the front court along the near side. Now working around the perimeter, trying to keep a hold of the dribble this time is Meister. Finally controls it, then pitches it back behind to Schroedermeyer. Tries to make a pass, almost thrown by Lexi Plitzwhite. Loose basketball going to be picked up by Lakin Meister as they continue to work it. 11 seconds on shot clock. Now pulling up from three and knocking it down is Cadence Abbas for her first 3 points of the basketball game. And we're going back and forth right now between Canton and Vermillion, 7-5. And now trying to break the press. A pass high to Lexi Plitzwhite, and contact is made by Meister. This will be her second personal and the fourth team foul. 7-5, 4:44, first quarter. Lily Johnson will get it into play to Ludwig in the backcourt. Now open to wide Mulherron. In the front court, Plitzwhite, the jumper in the lane, knocks it down. And Lexi Plitzwhite quickly 5 points for her this evening. We're tied once again, 7-7. Meister crosses over the Tanger logo, guarded closely by Shandy Ludwig. Ludwig gets the screen laid on her now. It's going to be handed around the court to Amanda Lease. Now to Tara Lease at the top of the key. Don't want Tara down there. You want her underneath the hoop. Now a far three from Schroedermeyer. That's missed. But Tara Lease with the rebound, but instantly knocked out of her hands by Lexi Plitzwhite. Nice job by Plitzwhite to get in there to make sure Tara couldn't go back up with it. It will be a fresh shot clock as the Canton Seahawks will have it right underneath their own basket. Get it back in will be Amanda Lease as a couple of changes come in for the Vermillion Tangers. Casey Hansen along with Brooke Jensen both check in for the first time this evening. Mulherron along with Johnson both check out. Almost thrown away by Plitzwhite as the Canton Seahawks have it at the top of the Tanger logo with Amanda Lease. And now an illegal screen is going to be laid down by Tara Lease as Tara was trying to get Lexi Plitzwhite off of Amanda. And again, lays down the illegal screen. And the fifth team foul. And the first one committed by Tara. We're tied 7-7 halfway through the first quarter. Here on ESPN 115 AM 1570, along with Fuller Digital Solutions in our video stream. Great to have you along wherever you may be at. More contact is made, and this one will go against the Canton Seahawks. It was Shandy Ludwig who was dribbling it, got herself in a little bit of trouble, but able to make contact. And now Canton Seahawks with 16 fouls. It's the second one that comes against Amanda Lease. And now a quick shot up, and this one is good. Off the bench, it is Cleveland for her first 2 points of the evening. Cleveland had 12 points in her first game as a varsity player on Friday. Or excuse me, that was Hansen who came up with the first 2 points. Hansen with 5 points on Friday night. Seahawks have it in the front court, a long three. That one is off the mark, and now a scrum for it right in the lane. And they're going to call a jump ball, and that will be a possession arrow that points the way of the Canton Seahawks, so it will stay blue ball. As Amanda Lease will check out of the basketball game and check in for the first time this evening will be Shelby Olsep, the 5'5", 8th grader. 3:25 first quarter. Vermillion has a 2-point lead, 9-7. It's controlled with the Seahawks, and Schroedermeyer, wide open three, she'll take it. She hits off the back of the rim, and it dies, but an offensive rebound for the Seahawks as they control once again. Schroedermeyer now over to Meister. Meister the three, off the front of the iron. Basketball loose, going to be picked up once again by Paige Schroedermeyer. She tries to dish it to Tara Lease in the lane, and Tara can't quite hold on to it, and now finally a jump ball is going to be called, or no, excuse me, it was a timeout by Gregory Scholes. We'll take the Culligan water break with them. It's 9-7, Vermillion, a 2-point lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN. Back at the Vermillion High School, the Vermillion Tanagers have a 2-point lead with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It's 9-7. Canton Seahawks, though, looking to tie this one up or even take back the lead as we're back into action with the Seahawks controlling it with the basketball with Paige Schroedermeyer at the top of the key. Schroedermeyer with the dribble will now kick it over to her teammate, Meister. Meister trying to make some space, and now we'll hand it off to Olseth. Seahawks moving it around the perimeter, but not trying to force really anything inside. Now Olseth will try to take 2 steps inside the free throw line. Now dish it deep down to Tara Lees with a stout defense from the Vermillion Tanagers, making a turnover as the shot clock will go off without the Canton Seahawks putting up a shot. 2:31 first quarter, 9-7. It's Lexi Blitzerwhite who will kick it up to their teammate Shandy Ludwig in the front court, moving defense to offense. Now it's underneath to Cleveland. Cleveland has it knocked away from behind, but gets back to loose basketball, back behind to Shandy Ludwig. She shoots the three. That one is off the mark. It's the first three, by the way, for the Vermillion Tanagers this evening. And again, it's off the mark. And now a loose ball is going to be tied up between a couple of players. It'll be a jump ball, and a couple Tanagers will now check out the basketball game, including Ludwig and Blitzerwhite, as Leah Herbster will come back in, along with Regneris for the first time. Regneris will get it in to Hansen. Back to Regneris, now to Cleveland. Over to Jensen at the top of the key. Jensen moving it around to Hansen. A very young Tanager team out there right now. In fact, the oldest one is a sophomore. Now a three-pointer from Hansen. That one is off the mark. Loose basketball is going to be picked up by the Canton Seahawks, and Olseth quickly the other way. She's going to go in, put her shot blocked, though, by Hansen, and loose basketball picked up by Herbster. Here come the Tanagers the other way quickly. Down to the lane is Jensen. She tries to dribble around, has it knocked away from her. Loose basketball is now going to be tied up at the far elbow, and the possession arrow belongs to the Canton Seahawks, or are they going to get a foul instead? Oh my goodness, they're going to call a foul instead. It will go against Casey Hansen, as it looked like it was just a fair battle trying to tie it up. But nonetheless, Hansen will commit the foul for her first and the second team foul. Next foul, by the way, on the Canton Seahawks gives Vermillion bonus. And we still have 95 seconds first quarter. Schroedermeyer has it the basketball, travels inside the perimeter, puts up a shot. This one is going to be off the mark, but an offensive rebound back out, top of the key, three-pointer hit from Meister, and she now has 5 of the 10 points for the Canton Seahawks. They take back the lead, 10-9, and now a quick turnover by the Vermillion Tanagers. We'll give it right back to the Canton Seahawks, trying to extend their lead. 10-9, 80 seconds first quarter. The Seahawks trying to inbound it, and Leah Herbster all over Tara Lees is going to make contact with Lees and draw a silly foul that didn't need to be committed. So Leah Herbster with her first personal, the third team foul. 1:19 first quarter. Back in with action. It's controlled with the Canton Seahawks and Paige Schroedermeyer. Schroedermeyer will bring it into the front court. Now hand back behind her, Meister. Move it to Olseth. Olseth into the lane. Bounce pass underneath, off the glass, and good for 2 for Leibach, her first 2 points of the ball game. And now a 3-point lead for the Canton Seahawks. Vermillion into the front court. Again, a very young team. Three-pointer from Jensen. This one off the rim. But offensive rebound by Hansen. She goes right back up. Way too strong. Loose basketball. Picked up once again by the Vermillion Tangers. Back out to Jensen. Now to Leah Herbster on the far wing. Back to the top to Jensen as they swing it around the perimeter. Down to the elbow to Cleveland. Back out to Hansen. Hansen pulls the three. This one way off the mark. And loose basketball is going to be tied up underneath at the low block. And instead they're going to call now a foul. A rebounding foul that will go against the Canton Seahawks. And this one against Carly Leibach, which her first personal. But again, that's the 17th foul. So now bonus all of the second quarter for the Vermillion Teenagers. And heading to the free throw line right now is Regneris. Her first attempt at points this evening. First free throw is up and off the mark. It's just a 1-1. So a defensive rebound will not give Vermillion any chance to chip into this three-point lead for the Canton Seahawks. Quickly can't come the other way. Contact just off the hip by Jensen. And the official sees it, and it will be the first foul on Jensen as another stop and play comes. 14th foul, and Canton will have it. 25 seconds. First quarter. They can hold to the last second shot if they want to. Get it into Schroedermeyer. Now going to hand it off to Olseth. Olseth back out to Meister. Meister in the lane. Floater knocks it down. And Lakin Meister with 7 points in this first quarter. And it's the biggest lead for the Canton Seahawks. 14-9. Trying to get a pass up for Hansen. This one's knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Teenagers with 9.5 first quarter. But again, 14-9. It's a 5-point lead for the Canton Seahawks. Vermillion has it with Hansen. Hansen trying to get away out of trouble. Loses the basketball. Schroedermeyer with 3-2 off the glass and gets it to fall. And that will end the first quarter as the Canton Seahawks end this quarter on a 7-0 run and extend their lead to 19-6. Big end of the first quarter for the Canton Seahawks. The second quarter comes up in 60 seconds as you're listening to Tanager Basketball presented by First Dakota National Bank on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570.
We've been keeping people warm in the winter and cool in the summer for almost 40 years. I'm Larry from Larry's Heating and Cooling. At Larry's, we've seen a lot of changes over the years. We started in a small building and been given the opportunity to grow in the Yankton area and help you with all your heating and cooling needs. So from Peg, Miles, myself, and the rest of our employees, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Larry's Heating and Cooling, 2401 Broadway Avenue, Yankton.
Each year, more than 200,000 are hospitalized because of the flu. A flu vaccine at Sanford Health can prevent you from getting sick and protect the people around you. The CDC recommends annual flu vaccines for everyone 6 months and older, especially those at higher risk of complications, including pregnant women, older adults, and young children. Protect your family and community this season. Call your Sanford Health Clinic to schedule an appointment to get your flu vaccine.
Vermillion High School as we get set for the second quarter as the Lady Seahawks go on a 7-0 run to end the first quarter. And they lead it right now as we begin the second. 19-6. The Seahawks moving from left to right as you see it on your radio dial. And they're all blue uniforms, numbers and letters that are in the yellow gold. Controlled with the Seahawks is Leibach on this near side. Down to the elbow with her dribble now. We'll kick it back to the top to Meister just beyond the perimeter. Down to Schroedermeyer as the Seahawks trying to make some movement. Now a travel is going to be called against Shelby Olseth. Vermillion did spend a majority, though, of that into the first quarter without any, besides Leah Herbster, of their starting five on the court. By the way, all starting five for the Vermillion Tangers back on the court now as Lily Johnson has it in the front court. Up to Mulherron, trying to get a bounce pass underneath to Leah Herbster, but it's going to be stolen away by the Canton Seahawks. Again, Canton with a 7-point lead right now, trying to extend it by even more. Schroedermeyer with the basketball, trying to get it underneath the Leibach, but a couple Tangers there to knock it away. Now they have it with the loose basketball, picked up by Blitzerwhite, and Blitzerwhite into the front court. She's going to get bumped from behind, then from the front side. As contact is made, call the foul on Schroedermeyer. That will be her second personal foul, the 18th foul. So send Lexi Blitzerwhite back to the free throw line, where she's 1 of 2 this evening for the bonus. knocks this one down, so she'll get a second attempt. Now gives her 6 points for the basketball game. Again, 13 the other night against the Lady Cavaliers. And I said the other night, just on Friday. 16-10. Second free throw is off the mark. So Lexi Plitzowite now 2 of 4. And a jump ball call as a couple of Tanagers, a couple of Seahawks there in the near corner. They're trying to tie it up. Possession arrow is the way of Vermillion, so even after the missed free throw, they retain the basketball. It's Mulherron now over to Plitzowite. Plitzowite is going to shoot the three, but as she does, contact is made on an illegal screen from Shandy Ludwig, and Ludwig will pick up her first personal in the 15th foul. 16-10. It's a 6-point deficit for the Vermillion Tanagers as we're about a minute old into this second quarter. Leibach has it in the front court along the Tanager logo. Bounce pass over to Schroedermeyer at the top of the timeline. Now we'll finally work it in between the circles. Now underneath the Leibach jumper for her. This one hits nothing. Basketball is going to be loose. Last touch by Tara Lease, and will go out of bounds, and that will get the student section here in Vermillion a little bit excited. Of course, as we know, with COVID-19, everybody masked up once again this evening. In fact, even nobody on this near, really, bench line besides the players. I should say this near stands. Vermillion has it in the front court. It's a bad pass by Ludwig, and Ludwig gets knocked down, and she grabs for her mouth almost like she lost a tooth. And now underneath the Mulherron. Mulherron fights through contact, and she's going to be fouled on head to the free throw line. Shandy Ludwig is still grabbing her mouth as though she lost a tooth. Looks like she didn't. She'll be okay. But again, took a good shot to the mouth. 19 foul. And the third one on Lakin Meister, leading scorer for the Canton Seahawks. It was a shooting foul, so Mulherron will shoot 2 here, and the first one is off the mark. Mulherron, 4 points from her on Friday evening, all came the way of the charity stripe. Second attempt, upcoming. Dribbles it once, dribbles it twice, and leaves it short as she misses them both and can't chip into the 6-point lead for the Canton Seahawks. Seahawks will bring it to the front court now with Amanda Lease over to the near corner 3. This one off the mark, and Plitzowite picks up the loose basketball on a free break. Plitzowite end-to-end easily off the glass, and good for 2. Now with 7 points in the basketball game, the leading scorer for the Tanagers. Back 7 out of the 12. 16-12, 6-10, second quarter. Canton has it. Working it with Amanda Lease. Trying to find someone to get it to. Finally looks over at Olsett. Now underneath to Tara Lease. They're going to knock it out of Lease's hand, but instead a foul is going to be called. And Mulherron can't believe it. She is upset that the foul was called on her. And that one will be the 6th. And it's also a shooting foul. And I think maybe that's a little bit why Mulherron's surprised. It didn't look like Tara Lease ever really had possession of the basketball, let alone going up for a shot. Nonetheless, Tara will shoot 2 here. First one off the right side of the iron and bouncing off to the left. And it's also the first free throw attempts for the Canton Seahawks this evening. Next team foul will give them bonus. 16-12, second free throw is nothing but nylon. So Tara Lease now with 3 points in the basketball game. Back to a 5-point lead, 17-12. Lily Johnson has it along the far wing. She's double-teamed. Splits it, though. Now over to Herbster. Herbster thought about going for a shot, hesitated, and their Seahawks able to pick her pocket. Amanda Lease quickly the other way, end-to-end, lays it off the glass, and good for 2. And Amanda Lease with her first 2 points, 19-12, 5:36, second quarter. Lily Johnson with the basketball into the front court. It's a bad dribble, and she almost has it stolen away. Will now get it tied up. As reach in there is Candace Abbott to tie it up. Possession arrow continues to be with the way of the Tanagers. But right now, they need some offense, trailing 19-12. 7-point deficit. Ties their biggest one. I'm sorry, the possession arrow is actually the way of the Canton Seahawks. So another turnover for Vermillion. Seahawks will have it as Amanda Lease will bring it in the front court. Now over to Meister. Meister pulls the trigger on the 3. This one back iron off the mark, but offensive rebound. Back out to Meister. Now to Schroedermeyer over to the near wing with Abbott. She can't hold on to it as it's too hot. Now she'll finally grab it, then tries to force it in the middle, and it will be Ludwig who gets knocked over, and she was able to steal away the ball. And then as she's trying to dribble her way out, just gets blown over. And that is the 10th team foul. So Vermillion will now shoot double bonus. So 2 free throws for Shandy Ludwig. Ludwig still looking for first points this evening. First free throw is front iron, back iron, and off the mark. Quick change as Will Johnson will come out of the basketball game. Casey Hansen will come in for the second time this evening. Second free throw upcoming for Ludwig, and this one is off the mark. And the free throw troubles continue for the Vermillion Tanagers here in this one tonight against the Canton Seahawks. 19-12, 5 minutes, second quarter. Schroedermeyer, bounce pass into the lane of Abbott. She has to kick it back out now to Amanda Lees. Now over to the near wing three-pointer. That one's way off the mark for Lakenmeister, and it's picked up by the Tanagers. Quickly puts the White the other way. Blitzlight will go in the end as she drives in, able to draw the contact. She goes down hard. She is holding her head and continues to be on the hardwood. Finally going to get helped up, but she looks like she's a little dazed and confused. As it's, again, the 11th foul now committed by the Canton Seahawks in this half. And a foul will come against Paige Schroedermeyer, which is now her third personal. Lakenmeister and Paige Schroedermeyer both with 3 personal fouls. Lexi Blitzaway is able to pick herself up, shake off the dizziness, and put the first free throw and knock it down. Where she is 3 of 5 this evening. 8 points for her in the ball game. Second free throw. She makes it. First time tonight she goes 2 of 2. And now, trying to force something in the backcourt are the Canton Seahawks. Leah Herbster sticks up her tall left arm and knocks out of bounds. It will still stay with the Canton Seahawks, but along the baseline as 3 seconds went away from the shot clock. Back in, they have in the backcourt. They have 5 seconds. They need to get it to the front court across the timeline. Now 2 seconds. Ball still hasn't got up there. Ball now loose, being knocked away, and it's going to be Lexi Blitzaway that knocks it out of bounds, trying to chase after it. Which, unfortunately, there for the Vermillion Tanagers, kind of bails the Seahawks out of getting across the timeline. 4:31, second quarter. Canton Seahawks still need to try to get to the front court. They haven't been able to do so. Lakenmeister is still in the backcourt, and now a timeout is going to be called by head coach Gregory Scholes as he uses his second timeout of this half. We'll take the Culligan water break with them. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN. We're back in 30 seconds.
Started a little over 6 years ago doing Facebook Live videos for a couple ball games. And little did we know we'd have the 2020 pandemic and so many reasons for doing live streams on our new YouTube channel. We have 12 schools we cover from Mississippi, Iowa, and right here in South Dakota. If you're interested in working with FDS as a camera operator or play-by-play for the many sports we cover, or if you would like to use our services to live stream your event, email us at fullerdigitalsolutions@gmail.com.
High school, 19-14, the Canton Seahawks with a 5-point lead over the Vermillion Tanagers, 4:26. Second quarter, great to have you along here on ESPN with Fuller Digital Solutions as well. I'm Heath Nimke. As we're back into action, the Canton Seahawks trying to force something up top. It goes beyond everybody's arms into the hands of Shani Ludwig. She falls to the ground, and quickly, John Brooks will use the Culligan water break. We'll keep it right here. Vermillion Tanagers, their struggles from beyond the three-point line continue to carry over, but they haven't taken as many threes as they did on Friday night in that first half against the Bonholm Cavaliers on Friday. They began 0 of 15 from beyond the three-point line. As I mentioned, not as many threes this evening, just 0 of 4 right now, but still trailed by 5 points to the Canton Seahawks. And the big reason that is because Canton went on a 7-0 run in the last 2:38 of the first quarter, and that was when Vermillion was playing without any starters besides Leah Herbster on the court, and the Canton Seahawks were able to take advantage of that. Back in action, it'll be Hansen who will get it in to Ludwig. Ludwig back up to Hansen as she carries it across the timeline. Hansen along the near wing. Over to Mulheron in the near corner, all the way across the court on a rainbow pass down to Blitzwhite. Blitzwhite will drive in, try to draw the contact. Nothing called. The Tanagers, though, able to save it underneath the basketball hoop and get it back. Now to Blitzwhite, top of the key. Over to Hansen. Puck fakes the three. Now try to get a tough pass underneath to Mulheron, but this one's going to be stolen away. As it's stolen away, Mulheron reaches in and will commit the foul. Mulherrin now with her first personal and the second personal foul on Mulherrin. And it did. It's the 17th foul, so bonus for the Canton Seahawks. As Cleveland will check into the basketball game, and Mulherrin will come out. 19-14. Canton at the free throw line. On the 1-and-1, first free throw is off the mark this time for Meister. Loose basketball continues to be bobbled around along the baseline and will finally go out of bounds. Last touch by the Vermillion Tanagers. So Canton Seahawks, after this free throw and a loose basketball, will get it back. Vandalise will quickly get it into Olsek. Now down to the near corner, they work with Meister. Back to the top to Olsek. Olsek holds it above her head. Now put down the right-handed dribble. And then kick it over to Lise along the far wing. Into the corner on that far side. They work it with Meister. Back to Lise. Back over to Meister. She shoots the three. Hits absolutely nothing. And the loose basketball going to be picked up by the Tangers. And Hansen. Hansen across the Tanger logo. Order puts like over Ludwig wide open. Decides not to shoot the three. And just try to go into the big Tara Lise. And will do so. And with that will draw the foul. And will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair. And Tara Lise will pick up her second personal. Two different starters with three personal fouls for the Canton Seahawks. And a couple others with two. And the first free throw is off the mark for Shani Ludwig. And she is now 0 of 3 from the free throw line this evening. And still looking for her first points of the basketball game. Second free throw, this time it's knocked down and gets her first point this evening. It cuts into that 5-point lead, 19-15, 3-17, second quarter. Seahawks have it up to a wide open, easily off the glass, but it's too weak. Oh, wide open was Rosenboom, but did not put enough on it. And just happens to miss. Vermillion able to swat it out of bounds after a loose basketball underneath the hoop. So it will stay with the Canton Seahawks in the front court with 26 seconds on the shot clock. Now pass will go right to Brooke Jensen in white. And here goes Vermillion the other way with Lexi Plitzowite. She puts up her shot and she's able to draw the contact against Avis. Misses it, but she'll head back to the free throw line. This is the 13th foul now on the Canton Seahawks just in this first half. The second one on Candace Abbott. So every starter now has 2 or more personal fouls for the Canton Seahawks. We'll see how much that plays a factor into the second half. First free throw is knocked down for Lexi Plitzowite. And she'll come up to her 8th attempt. And the second one is knocked down. So 6 of 8 Lexi Plitzowite. As she will get to double figures as well, now with 12 points. 19-17, 2:55 second quarter. It's a 2-point lead for the Canton Seahawks. Back out to Amanda Lise in the front court. She'll drive into the lane now. Get it underneath this one off the mark. And it's Cleveland there trying to battle for the rebound. She can't get it with both hands. And it will go out of bounds along the baseline. It'll be the Seahawks basketball. And now a quick substitution as Lakin Meister will check back in. And coming out of the game will be Landry Meister. Or no? A little bit of confusion here. Scores table will get him in. There we go. And now we're ready to go once again. Lise will have it along the baseline. Slaps the ball. Looking to get it into someone quickly. And the Meister shall shoot the quick three. This one off the mark, but gets back her own missed shot. Now back to the top of the key with Amanda Lise. She puts up the three. And this one hits absolutely nothing besides Lexi Plitzowite, who was underneath the hoop, was not ready for it to hit her, and it rolls off and goes out of bounds. So the Canton Seahawks basketball with 31 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Lise in the near corner, another quick three, another missed shot, and pulled down by Leah Herbster. Up to Lexi Plitzowite. Plitzowite all the way up to Cleveland. Cleveland wide open as she's going up, gets slapped from behind, and goes to the ground, and she'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Another foul against the Canton Seahawks. Again, Cleveland will head to the free throw line, looking for her first points of the evening. Had 12 the other night against the Cavaliers. First free throw, knocks it down for her first points. Chandler Cleveland, as we mentioned, the freshman forward. Phenomenal first game of the season on Friday night. Second free throw, knocks them down both. And we're tied 19-19, 2:26, second quarter. Canton in the backcourt trying to force something up front. It's not going to work. And now a loose basketball is going to be not controlled by Leah Herbster, but a travel is called as we hear two different whistles. Both officials call a travel, but who is it on? So, of course, should be on Leah Herbster. Had to get a little correction there, and we're ready to go. So, again, the ball was loose. Leah Herbster dove to it on the ground, kind of squirmed around enough to call the travel against her. Tied 19 apiece, 2:16, second quarter. Canton Seahawks trying to take back the lead. Now pass underneath, that's going to go in between the legs, and a loose basketball is going to be picked up by the Vermillion Tanagers. And then it goes out of bounds by the Canton Seahawks as they're able to get it back for just a moment for along the baseline. Now Vermillion has it in the backcourt, trying to get it into the front court. Contact made with Lexi Plitzerite right in front of the Tanager bench. And another foul called. This time against the Canton Seahawks. They will send Lexi Plitzerite back to the free throw line to shoot number 9 and 10 from the charity stripe in this first half. First free throw is up and knocks it down. By the way, the foul comes against Carly Leibach, and that is her second personal foul off the bench. Second free throw for Lexi Plitzerite is off the mark. Plitzerite does give Vermillion the lead back 20-19. Now under 2 minutes in this first half. In the front court, Canton Seahawks trying to force a bad pass, and it goes out of bounds as Vermillion was able to tip it around. Canton tried to save it, but couldn't. And Vermillion will get the basketball right back. It has been oppressed by both teams, and right now it has been very inconsistent basketball for both teams. Leah Herbster has it down to low block. She tries to go up with a shot, and it's off the mark, but she draws the contact again. Foul number 16, if you're counting, on the Canton Seahawks. They almost have committed as many fouls as they have points. The foul, by the way, will come against Roseboom. That's going to be her first of the basketball game. First free throw is knocked down from Leah Herbster, but she has been perfect so far this evening. 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, and it's all 3 of her points. Second free throw is it's a low dribble. Squats down, come up, pulls the trigger, and knocks it down. 4 of 4. 22-19. Vermillion continues this great run. They have let Canton score just 3 points here in the second quarter. It's been nothing but Vermillion. And now a travel in the backcourt by the Canton Seahawks gives Vermillion the basketball right back, 22-19. It's in with Cleveland, and now Cleveland travels with the basketball. And John Brooks throws his hands down in absolute frustration. And again, it just really has been no momentum for either team this evening. 22-19, 1:35, second quarter. In the backcourt, Canton Seahawks. They throw it up, try to get it to Amanda Lease. Finally do so, but Amanda Lease is quickly hassled by Jensen. Now double team with Leah Herbster, and Jensen reaches in to try to strip it away. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow the way of the Vermillion Tanagers. So another forced turnover. Great job this time by Vermillion. 84 seconds remain in this first half. In the backcourt with Regner. She gets up to Cleveland. Now to Jensen. Jensen down to a low block. Tries to force a shot. This one's too strong, or I should say too weak. And it's a missed shot put right back up by Vermillion and pulled down by the Canton Seahawks. Here comes Canton the other way into the front court. Being knocked around, and now a jump ball going to be called again. As they were able to knock down a Canton Seahawk. On the ground there was Shelby Olseth. Leah Herbster and Brooke Jensen both in there. But again, possession arrow this time with the Seahawks. 1 minute exactly remains in this first half. It's Olseth who has it, picks up a dribble, looking to get a pass. Now release into the corner three-pointer. This hits absolutely nothing. It's an air ball. It hits off of Leah Herbster and will go out of bounds. You can see it. Canton just has no continuity right now without really any of their starters. In fact, if I'm correct, no starters out there right now for them. They're playing with their JV team because all starters have either picked up 2 or more personal fouls. You can just see how much this Canton Seahawks team is struggling with almost the majority of the starters right now for the Vermillion Tanagers. 22-19, 46 seconds, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Canton Seahawks need to get something up with 3 seconds. 2 underneath the hoop, and the buzzer's going to go before the shot. And it's another turnover for the Canton Seahawks. 22-19, 37.9. So it'll be 3 seconds that will separate the shot clock from the game clock for the Vermillion Tanagers as they can almost hold for the last second shot. It's with Jensen in the front court, now underneath the Leah Herbster, underneath the hoop, and Herbster will go up and get her first 2 points from the field, 24-19, and now a turnover in the backcourt, right back up to Leah Herbster. Herbster with another quick 2, 26-19. It's been nothing but the Vermillion Tanagers in this second quarter. Here come the Canton Seahawks, almost lost with Olsen. Now over Amanda Lease, over to the near side, 5 seconds. Quick shot underneath, this one off the mark. Blitzwhite has it, 2 seconds. 1, a half court, he shall never put it up, and that will end the first half. Vermillion, a big second quarter. 17 points in that second quarter compared to just 3 of the Canton Seahawks, and they lead it right now at halftime, 26-19. All right, we'll step aside for 2 minutes. When we come back, it's the Saunders Chiropractic halftime show on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570 and around the world, KVTK.com.
This is Dr. Bill Saunders with Saunders Chiropractic. Chiropractic care helps your athlete prevent injuries and achieve optimal athletic performance. Go Tanagers.
Wellness awaits you. Dr. William Saunders, Vermillion chiropractor at Saunders Chiropractic, is a Vermillion Booster Club member and has been keeping Tanager fans' bones, joints, muscles, and nerves working together like a great team. Go Tanagers from Dr. William Saunders.
Hi, I'm Matt Lavin. I'm the owner of Davis Pharmacy in Vermillion, South Dakota. Vermillion is becoming a very proactive community. I mean, we've seen some really good development occurring. We've got some new areas for new homes that have come up. And like I said, the number of shops that are now occupied. I mean, you drive down Main Street and Main Street is full again. It really is because it is a very family-oriented town.
You'll discover your next opportunity when you discover the region's bridge to a better life. GreaterYanktonLiving.com.
What does the word member mean to you? At Vermillion Federal Credit Union, it means you're part of their financial institution, which makes it yours. Each member is an owner, and as a member owner, you receive owner benefits. So where some places give big bonuses to executives, at Vermillion Federal Credit Union, profits are given right back to you in the form of their most affordable financial services available. Find out about all the benefits of becoming a member owner today by visiting Vermillion Federal Credit Union at 105 East Cherry Street, member NCUA.
It's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you saved for your Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for football season. And the overtime you work for that third car so your team can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or combo, State Farm agent Dick Sunday Vermillion sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Dick understands what your things really mean to you and is here to help you give them the protection they deserve. Talk to State Farm agent Dick Sunday in Vermillion for your home and auto insurance today.
Back here at halftime, Vermillion 26, Canton 19, as it was a big second quarter from the Vermillion Tanagers, 26-19, as I mentioned at halftime. But Vermillion able to outscore the Canton Seahawks in that second half, just 17-3. It was a 7-0 run at the end of the first quarter to give Canton a 16-9 lead. But big foul trouble in that first half from the Canton Seahawks. In fact, a total of 16 team fouls were called. And that's basically all you need to know for if you're a Canton Seahawks fan is you basically did not have a single starter halfway through that second quarter out there on the court. Lakin Meister put up 7 points in that first quarter. Doesn't put up any as she had her third personal foul in that second quarter. And the same way with Paige Schroedermeyer, just 2 points for her as she also has 3 personal fouls. Amanda Lease spent a majority of the time, just 2 points for her though, both coming those points in the second quarter. Candace Abbas with 3 points in the first quarter. Again, 2 personal fouls. Tara Lease with just 2 points in that first quarter. 2 personal fouls as well. So that's been the struggle point for the Canton Seahawks. And you look at the Vermillion Teenagers from the field in that second quarter, 11 points came from the free throw line, which is 6 actually coming from the field. That's how much time Vermillion spent at the free throw line. Leading the way right now, by the way, is Lexi Plitzwhite as she hits double figures already once again. She has 13 points and 4 rebounds. Otherwise, right behind her is Leah Herbster, who really just kind of took on a tear there at the end of the first half, getting her to that 8 points. Otherwise, it's been a very quiet night from around the rest of the field for the Vermillion Teenagers. 2 points for Casey Hansen and 2 points off the bench for Chandler Cleveland. And that is the only scoring, and also 1 point for Shandy Ludwig. Otherwise, that is the only scoring for the Vermillion Teenagers. We mentioned it, Lily Jensen and Kenzie Mulheron both with 0 points in this ball game, and really look forward to see what they can do in that second half and kind of get the momentum rolling. And I know John Brooks will tell you this as well. There was absolutely no momentum whatsoever in that first half. It was constant fouls, there was constant turnovers. But again, that does come from that press as well. Both teams bring the press in tonight. It has worked at points, but been tough nonetheless for both these two teams. All right, let's take another 2-minute break here on the Saunders Chiropractic Halftime Show. When we come back, we'll talk more about this game and take a look at a few scores from around the state of South Dakota. That's on the way as you're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570.
This is Dr. Bill Saunders with Saunders Chiropractic. Chiropractic care helps your athlete prevent injuries and achieve optimal athletic performance. Go Tanagers.
Wellness awaits you. Dr. William Saunders, Vermillion chiropractor at Saunders Chiropractic, is a Vermillion Booster Club member and has been keeping Tanager fans' bones, joints, muscles, and nerves working together like a great team. Go Tanagers from Dr. William Saunders.
Are you looking for a new way to promote your business or organization in 2020? If you aren't checking out Thread and Ink in downtown Vermillion, you are missing out. At Thread and Ink, we have in-house design and digitizing services for all of your printing, engraving, and embroidery needs. If you want some really sharp-looking clothing or maybe some custom embroidery done on other items, we can help you out. Along with over 1 million promotional products available at our disposal, the possibilities are limitless. Thread and Ink, we're here to help you stand out.
Are you thinking about getting a new roof? Well, look no more and contact Days Roofing today at 712-898-9579. Days Roofing covers territory from Cherokee to Sloan, Iowa, and from Sioux Falls to Yankton, South Dakota, covering a 60 to 80-mile radius from Sioux City. Days Roofing has a crew of over 10 years' experience, and they complete almost every job in one day. Days Roofing is known for excellent work and great cleanup after the job is done. Call Days Roofing today for an estimate at 712-898-9579. Again, 712-898-9579.
As you clear that last patch of snow from your driveway, breathe in that crisp, rejuvenating winter air before you throw yourself into a monstrous snow pile and join First Dakota to bank some noise for winter sports. Shriek for tide-turning reversals, whoop at game-winning threes, and gasp in awe at a perfect back walkover. Let them hear you from the cheap seats. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank.
Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com. Member FDIC.
Here at Vermillion High School at halftime right now, 26-19. The Vermillion Teenagers with a big second quarter, 17-3, outscoring the Canton Seahawks. And have that feeling with Gregory Scholes. It's just been Vermillion getting to the basketball, or I should say to the rim, and really causing that havoc underneath. And it just kind of comes down to them trying to shut things down. But you got to kind of let them go for shots, maybe force something if you're the Canton Seahawks. Hope Vermillion misses a couple underneath. But again, you talk about a very talented player, and Lexi Plitzwhite taking it to the hoop. And again, really saw late in that first half kind of Leah Herbster coming to her own and forcing things underneath the hoop as well. She was getting the passes that she needed as well, and that's something you have to try to shut down as much as you possibly can. Leah Herbster, just a sophomore, standing at 6 foot. Of course, we know about the Herbster family, so tall in general, but just having a phenomenal game and trying to shut her down underneath can be a very tall task. And again, we talked about Tara Lease, one made those opportunities to do so, and when she's not on the court, it makes it even tougher to do so, as she has picked up 2 personal fouls. And again, that was kind of the main headline for the Canton Seahawks in that first half, as just in foul trouble. Well, we have a quick moment. Scores from around the state of South Dakota. Well, as they probably could guess, nothing really being reported. Other 2 games that are going on, Redfield and Faulkton area, and also Miller and James Valley Christian, as that game has gone final, but again, have not seen any scores. Other games when it comes to Class A and boys, Baltic right now leads it over Del Rapids, 27-17. Other action in Florence Henry and Waverly South Shore just got underway in action there. And again, that is games from around the Class A for boys and girls. Plenty of action coming up, though, tomorrow night when it comes to not only the DAC 12, but also the Region 4 opponents. One of the big ones we're keeping our eye on is Dakota Valley and Beersford. Another big matchup, Sioux Falls Christian and Del Rapids for girls basketball action. And also the Canton Seahawks, they are back in action tomorrow night as they're back home taking on Garrettson. So that should be a pretty interesting one, and to see how Canton can bounce back so quickly after this game tonight against the Vermillion Tangers. As mentioned on our pregame show, historically, a much later game in the season. Usually this is the last game for the Vermillion Tangers to wrap up their regular season, but scheduling purposes, they were able to move it up. All right, we're back in action as that wraps up the Sounders Chiropractic halftime show, as Vermillion will be moving from left to right as you see it on your radio dial, and they're all white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in red. The starting 5 back out there, including Shandy Ludwig, Lily Johnson, Kenzie Maher, and Leah Herbster, and Lexi Plitzowite. And a quick foul in the right across the timeline that is called on the Canton Seahawks. And the foul will go against, I believe, Paige Schroedermeyer for her 3rd personal. But again, that's already the first foul, as we're just 16 seconds into this 3rd quarter. And now Leah Herbster with the basketball underneath the hoop. She tries to force a tough shot. She gets knocked to the ground as she puts one up in the air. And again, another foul, number 2 already against the Canton Seahawks. This one will go against Tara Lease. That is her 4th personal foul, and she's going to have to come out already. As Leah Herbster leaves the first free throw short, she wipes away a smile off her face. Before that, she was a perfect 4-on-4 and misses the first one. Right now, already drawing 2 personal, 2 team fouls, I should say, on the Canton Seahawks. Just 16 seconds in, might be able to smile just a little bit. Canton out in that foul trouble again. Second free throw is missed, and Seahawks will not have it as they try to move it into the front court. A pass that's low, kicked off the foot of Leah Herbster, off the foot of Lexi Plitzowite this time, and will go out of bounds. And it will stay Canton Seahawk basketball along the far sideline. Right in front of head coach Don Plitzowite of the USD women. Canton has it the front court with Amanda Lease along the near wing. Lease with the right hip dribble, brings it to top. Now kick over Schroedermeyer. Schroedermeyer forces her way in. Pooper shot. This one's way off, but again draws contact. And she will take the free throw line to shoot a pair. And Schroedermeyer just 2 points in that first quarter. The foul, by the way, comes against Lily Johnson. That is her first personal foul of the basketball game. First free throw for Schroedermeyer is off the mark. So she continues to look for her first points in this basketball game, or I should say first points since the first quarter. Second free throw, this one's up and off the mark as well, as Leah Herbster is able to come down with the rebound and now get tied up from behind. And unfortunate there, as this one's a jump ball call that will stay with the Canton Seahawks. 26-19, 7-16, third quarter. Canton will have it along the baseline with Paige Schroedermeyer. Schroedermeyer, the no-look pass to Amanda Lease along the near wing. Lease will put down the dribble. Now kick over to a wide-open Schroedermeyer, back to the top of the perimeter. Now to Amanda Lease trying to work it down underneath to Abbas. Off the glass, this one too strong. Loose basketball going to be picked back up by the Canton Seahawks. 3 three-pointer, top of the key, wide open, knocked down by Lakin Meister, and with that, she finally hits double digits after scoring 7 in the first quarter. That made 3, now gives her 10 for the basketball game. Quickly end-to-end, it's Blitzwhite last second, pass over Leah Herbster. Leah Herbster will go up immediately and draw on the contact and head back to the free throw line. The foul this time will come against Roseboom, the freshman with her second personal, and a 13th foul, as Leah Herbster will shape a pair once again. She missed the first 2 in this second half. This time she knocks down this one. So Leah is now 5 of 7 from the free throw line. 5 of 8 as she misses the second one, 27-22. And a quick rebounding foul that will go against the Vermillion Tanagers. Foul called on Alexia Blitzwhite, her second personal, second team foul. And kind of just the way we ended that first half. Again, the third quarter was very inconsistent basketball, really no rhythm for either team. Canton Seahawks at the backcourt, now stolen away by Lily Johnson. Lily Johnson tries to split a double team, and as she does so, contact is made, and another foul was called against Paige Schronemeyer, trying to reach in and steal it away. For 4, right? We got 4 personal fouls now. Paige Schronemeyer, the 14th foul. Millen has it, puts away quickly, kicks it into Shandy Ludwig. When at one point do you say for the Canton Seahawks, let's just let him shoot. Let him shoot and see if they can make a shot. They reach in on Shandy Ludwig, make contact, the 15th foul. We're not even 2 minutes, we're not even 90 seconds into this third quarter. Paige Schronemeyer picks up again her 4th personal, the 15th foul. First free throw is knocked down from Shandy Ludwig. And this is tough for the Vermillion Tanagers as well. This inconsistent play, especially getting ready for a game on Thursday against the Ponca Indians from the state of Nebraska. Second free throw, this one is off the mark from Shandy Ludwig. 28-22, 6:27, third quarter. In the front court, the Canton Seahawks have it from the lane. Back out to Meister. Now over to the corner, work it, try to get a pass underneath. Stolen away, try to work the Roseboom. And now Vermillion will give it right back over to Olseth. And Olseth can easily lay off the glass and get her first 2 points of the basketball game. There's 2 quick turnovers. Mill will now have it in the front court with Mulher. Mulher to the top with Ludwig. Ludwig will put a shot. This one way off the mark. And it's quickly rebounded by the Canton Seahawks the other way. Taking her time, trying to get there was Lakin Meister at the last second out of nowhere. Ludwig comes in from behind and knocks it away. Gotta go up with that one. A great pesky defense by Shandy Ludwig to make sure the shot never went up and making sure she got all ball to not commit the foul. 28-24, it's a 4-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers against the Canton Seahawks. Olseth has it at the very top. Bounce pass now, works it to Abbas. Abbas in trouble. She's double teamed. We'll try to kick back out to Meister. It's going to be stolen away now by Lily Johnson. And here comes Vermillion as we finally have a little bit of consistent play from both teams. Ludwig, now underneath the Leah Herbster wide open. She tries to force a shot and get contact. Nothing called, but gets back for a rebound after the missed shot. Now puts White back out to Lily Johnson. Johnson shoots a 3, knocks it down. Lily Johnson with her first 3 points of the season. 31-24, 5-12, third quarter. As Vermillion back up to a 7-point lead. Now pass can be stolen away by Shandy Ludwig, but she loses her own dribble back behind. Has to sit down on the basketball to try to get a tie ball, or a jump ball I should say, and she will do so. It will stay with the Vermillion Tanagers. Lily Johnson, a wide open look, and as I mentioned, finally hits that big 3-pointer, and again, first points for her this season. Blitzwhite will get right back in. Johnson will shoot again. This one hits off the side iron. Blitzwhite battling underneath for the rebound. She knocks it to Leah Herbster. And now contact made as Herbster works it back to Blitzwhite. And again, foul was called against the Canton Seahawks. A 6-team foul. They commit 16 in the first half. Now up to number 6. 4:56, third quarter. Blitzwhite gets into Ludwig. Ludwig has her pocket picked, and it's quickly Meister into the front court, and now Meister has contact from behind. Mulher was falling behind and decides just to commit the foul. Which isn't good for Mulher. She picks up her third personal, the 13th foul.
Looks like she might have to come out at the next dead ball. Back in action, the Canton Seahawks have it 31-24, 4:45 third quarter. Controlled in the front court, trying to get a bounce pass. This one is going to go out of bounds as it was Olsek who reached for it, but the last second pulled her hand away, thinking it hit off of a Vermillion player, but it never did, and it goes out of bounds instead. Again, a turnover. Once again for the Canton Seahawks, as Vermillion will have it to make substitutions. Jensen, Cleveland, and Hanson all in, along with Wright Harris. So Blitzwhite, the only starter right now on the court. Blitzwhite has the top of the key, shoots the far three. This one off the mark. Loose basketball is going to go out of bounds. And it will stay with the Vermillion Tanagers. Wright Harris right in front of John Brooks on the Tanager bench. Right Harris will get it into Blitzwhite. She thinks about shooting the three. Now we'll get over to Jensen. Jensen will pull the trigger. Jensen with her first 3 points of the basketball game. And Vermillion, back-to-back threes, now extends it to double digits. 34-24, 4-12, third quarter. Canton Seahawks in the backcourt. They're trying to work it up. Now it's going to be stolen away by Cleveland. Cleveland to Blitzwhite. Blitzwhite splits a double team. Keeps her dribble alive. Lays it off the glass. Too strong. Blitzwhite gets back around. Rebound. Contact made. She'll head to the free throw line to shoot 1-1 on bonus. And Blitzwhite will head to the free throw line and shoot number 11 and 12 of the evening for her. And this one comes against Meister, which will be her 4th personal. As I mentioned, 7th team foul. So bonus the rest of the basketball game for the Vermillion Tanagers. Blitzwhite will knock down the first one, which means she will get a second opportunity. 7 of 11 from the free throw line. Make it 8 of 12 from the free throw line for Lexi Blitzwhite as she knocks down both. It's her first 2 points, by the way, for Lexi Blitzwhite. 15 for the game. First 2 points in this second half. Canton Seahawks have the backcourt, trying to force a pass, and this one is going to be knocked out of bounds by Hanson. It will stay with the Canton Seahawks. Right now, Lexi Blitzwhite just getting in the face of Hanson. Get her going. She's happy with what Vermillion is building right now in this third quarter. They have a 12-point lead, and now a timeout going to be called by head coach Gregory Scholes as Olsek was about to get the ball picked from behind by Brooke Jensen. He wants to call it a water break. We'll take it with him. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I'm Jenny Foley from Yankton, Summerland. After over a decade of customer service in our store, helping my customers with our free interior design service is still my favorite part of my job. Not all customers feel confident designing their own room. Whether you need help measuring, matching up with new paint or carpet, or have remodeled or built new, we are here to help you understand how to arrange and purchase for your room. Enjoy free design service at the Yankton Summerland, 2401 Broadway. It's a good life.
We've been keeping people warm in the winter and cool in the summer for almost 40 years. I'm Larry from Larry's Heating and Cooling. At Larry's, we've seen a lot of changes over the years. We started in a small building and been given the opportunity to grow in the Yankton area and help you with all your heating and cooling needs. So from Peg, Miles, myself, and the rest of our employees, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Larry's Heating and Cooling, 2401 Broadway Avenue, Yankton.
Back in action here at Vermillion High School. Right now, the Vermillion Tanagers lead it 36-24. By the way, half of Vermillion points this evening have come from the free throw line. They are 18 of 31. 3:48 third quarter. We're on the far sideline. Canton Seahawks will get back into action as they have it in the front court. And now a loose basketball going off the foot and out of bounds. Byron Oakland, who loses it right off of her foot. Right off the foot and goes out of bounds, so Vermillion will get the basketball back. Let's control the front court with Hanson. She'll shoot the three, and the threes have now just been raining in. It's a third three from the Vermillion Tanagers in this third quarter, 39-24. And this game is really starting to go Vermillion's way. And now pass in the front court, going to be stolen away by Vermillion. points in this game. Now 17 points for the evening. 41-24, 3:01 third quarter. Canton trying to break that press once again. Still has the backcourt. Finally get across the Tanager timeline, but no, 10 seconds. Oh, and it couldn't quite do it in enough time as the 10 seconds run out, and it's going to be another turnover. As this one again has just been getting tough for the Canton Seahawks. Playing without basically any of their starters on the court right now. And the only one out there is Abbott for the Canton Seahawks. Their starters. Otherwise, 4 others are all sitting on the bench because of foul trouble. Vermillion has it underneath with Jensen. Jensen tries to force it underneath to Cleveland. Cleveland picks up the loose basketball. It's going to be off to the side of the iron loose. But now it's pass almost stolen away by Ramirez. It's going to go out of bounds. Levy couldn't quite get there in time to save it. Now Leah Herbster, she's going to check back in. And she's going to come in for Lexi Plitzway. As I mentioned, just one starter for the Canton Seahawks right now on the court, but that's the same for the Vermillion Tanagers as well, as Leah Herbster is the only starter out there right now. And now Jensen tries to reach in to steal the basketball away, commits the foul, as she slaps the hand this time with Oakland. So Jensen will commit her second personal and the 14th foul for the Vermillion Tanagers. 41-24, 2:39 third quarter. Can't trying to get across the timeline. Will finally do so as they work it in the front court now with Lima over into the far corner. Now underneath, this one's going to be knocked away. Trying to work it down to Roseboom. Again, knocked away by the Vermillion Tanagers as it drifts out of bounds. Stay with Canton Seahawks along the baseline. 26 seconds on the shot clock. Lima will just chuck it right into the chest of Roseboom. Somehow she holds on to it and then jump off caught. My goodness, she forced that in like a rocket. Spraying Roseboom right onto it. Jump ball was called after as it was Cleveland who was able to tie it up. But again, possession arrow will stay with the Canton Seahawks. Canton has it, top of the key. Trying to work it around now with Leibach as Leibach tries to drive in contact just rightly this time against the Vermillion Tanagers, and a foul is called. This will go against Ramirez, her first personal, and a 15th foul. 41-24, 2:24, third quarter. It gives the Canton Seahawks a fresh shot clock to pass. That's going to be too high, going through the fingertips of Oakland. And she decides just to let it go all the way out of bounds because either she would have caught up with it and touched it in time, would have been over and back. So, then turnover nonetheless, and Vermillion now has it along the far sideline. It's going to be right near us who gets it into Hansen. Now trying to force it to Cleveland, back out to Hansen. She thought about shooting the three for a moment. She's double teamed, now getting dribbling her way out of it. Over to right near us. Over to Jensen along the near wing. Jensen down to a little block, trying to force up a shot. This one goes off a couple of hands off the Canton Seahawks. It will go out of bounds. It will stay with the Vermillion Tanagers as head coach John Bortz holds up 2 fingers. Calls off the play. Right near us, holds the basketball above her head. Gets into Cleveland. Now to Jensen. Back over to Cleveland. Down underneath to Leah Herbster at the low block. Herbster looking for some of the passes. She doesn't like what she's seeing. Back to the top, they work with Hansen. Over the far wing. Now for the Tanagers with Ramirez. Ramirez tries to force something. 5 seconds on the shot clock. For a three-pointer from Jensen. Brooke Jensen knocks it down for her second three-pointer of the third quarter. 6 points for her in the ballgame. 44-24. It's the biggest lead for the Vermillion Tanagers by 20. And Seahawks in the front court trying to work some of the lane. It's going to be knocked around a little bit. But now contact away from the ball. And a foul called that will go against the Vermillion Tanagers. Foul called against Leah Herbster. Her second personal in the 16th foul. As Canton will work it back in. Ball 3. If this one hits absolutely nothing, will be an air ball and go out of bounds. Vermillion will get the basketball right back. 90 seconds exactly. Third quarter, 44-24. Again, Vermillion right now. Leah Herbster is the only starter. Ab is the only starter right now on the court for the Canton Seahawks. This is basically JV versus JV. In fact, a lot of these girls right now on the court played the JV game before this one. Cleveland now has her pocket picked by the Canton Seahawks. I have it. And here comes Olseth the opposite way. Now working over to Leibach, who shoots the far 3. This one off the mark. Ball being tipped around volleyball style and picked back up by the Canton Seahawks. Olseth has it. it. She's going to carry it from the Tanager logo into the lane. Now work it back out. Jumper, this one off the mark for the Canton Seahawks. Rebound quickly pulled down by Jensen, and she turns on the Jets now. Jets in the front court over Cleveland. Top of the key. Foot was on the line. They're going to say just a two again. And her foot was on the line. As that's her first 2 points, though, from the field this evening. And it extends now to a 22-point lead, 46-24, 33 seconds, third quarter. Seahawks in the front court trying to force something, and it's going to be knocked away. Great job by Hanson, like a cornerback in football, just sticking the hand up last second and tipped that one away and let it go out of bounds. And now the hockey change will come in. Puts away Ludwig, Mulher, Johnson, all in. Herbster, Hanson, Jensen, Regneris, all out. So Vermillion, basically the same starting five besides Herbster, back out there on the court playing defense. It's controlled by the Canton Seahawks. They're going to toss it right into Cleveland, the only bench player right now. Up to Ludwig. Ludwig, the fast break, easily off the glass. And good for two is Shandy Ludwig for her first 2 points of the second half. 48-24, 16 seconds through the quarter. And Seahawks working the front court now with Oakland. Oakland, the right-handed dribble. We're going to hand off to Olseth. Olseth trying to make some way in the lane. Put the high jumper. It hits off the barn door, and nothing goes for a window. And now with 3 seconds, it will go out of bounds as Cleveland had it underneath the hoop and it stepped out of bounds. So it will stay with Canton. A 3.5 third quarter. Controlling it. Leibach quickly get it in. Canton needs a purple shot. This one's off bounds. Will hit nothing. And the buzzer will go. Vermillion 48, Canton 24. As the Seahawks put up just 5 points in that third quarter. Just 3 in the second. It's been all Vermillion. The fourth and final quarter comes up in 60 seconds here on ESPN 101.5 AM 1570. Around the world, KVTK.com.
Each year, more than 200,000 are hospitalized because of the flu. A flu vaccine at Sanford Health can prevent you from getting sick and protect the people around you. The CDC recommends annual flu vaccines for everyone 6 months and older, especially those at higher risk of complications, including pregnant women, older adults, and young children. Protect your family and community this season. Call your Sanford Health Clinic to schedule an appointment to get your flu vaccine.
Digital Solutions started a little over 6 years ago doing Facebook Live videos for a couple ball games. And little did we know we'd have the 2020 pandemic and so many reasons for doing live streams on our new YouTube channel. We have 12 schools we cover from Mississippi, Iowa, and right here in South Dakota. If you're interested in working with FDS, as a camera operator or play-by-play for the many sports we cover, or if you would like to use our services to live stream your event, email us at forwarddigitalsolutions@gmail.com.
24 back to the Vermillion High School. Great to have you along here on ESPN 105 AM 1570, online KVTK.com. Studio engineer for tonight, Mark Krebs. I'm Hank Bimke. As we begin this fourth quarter, Vermillion, the same starting five as they begin the basketball game, and they have it moving from left to right as you see on the radio dial. Inside the perimeter, it's going to be a travel on the Vermillion Panthers and Kenzie Mulher, as it will be a turnover. Vermillion has doubled up the Canton Seahawks, but you know they're not going to let up, trying to finish this one off to get to 2-0 this season. Open up DAC 12 with the win, and also open up Region 4 play with a big win as well. Schroeder has it on the near corner, as the majority of the starters back out there as well for Canton Seahawks. Three-pointer, far corner. This one is knocked down for Olseth to give her 5 points in the basketball game. Now controlled with the Vermillion Panthers in the front court. Noah Johnson down to Mulher, back out to Plitzwhite over Ludwig, near corner, three-pointer from Shandy, backcourt off the mark. It's Noah Johnson who's knocked to the ground trying to save it. She can't quite do so. It will go out of bounds. The Canton Seahawk basketball. Another big scores from around the state of South Dakota on this Monday evening. In fact, not a whole lot of games going on. And busy tomorrow. And also busy Thursday, as Vermillion will be back in action on Thursday. Canton will be back in action tomorrow night, taking on Garrettson back home. 48-27. 7:07 fourth quarter. Canton has it after a kick ball for the Vermillion Panthers. That goes out of bounds. In the front court, they have it controlled with Meister. At the top of Sotomayor, now Olseth can drive in, puts up her shot. This one She shoots the three. This one is off the mark. Rebounded by Ludwig. Ludwig pulls down the rebound. Puts it in front court. Here comes Ludwig. Back behind it. Puts White. She squares up. Shoots the three. Oh, this one just off the mark. Rebounded by Tara Leaf. Now quickly the Canton Seahawks opposite way. 48-27. Amanda Leaf got it all the way in. Trying to take the charge there is Lexi White. She can't do so. She'll draw a foul instead. That'll be her third personal. The 17th foul. And it will send Amanda Leaf to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Amanda just 2 points. The basketball game time. Both those points from the field in the second quarter. First free throw is up and good for Amanda Leaf. I believe this is what? Just the 5th time now that the Canton Seahawks have shot free throws. Second free throw. This one is off the mark. That's compared to 41 for Vermillion through 3 quarters. 6-31. That's crazy to think about. At one point, Vermillion has half their points from the free throw line. Speaking of Vermillion, they have it in the front court right now along the far wing with Lily Johnson. Now into Plitzwhite. Plitzwhite with the double, or I should say, left to right-handed dribble. And contact is made as she went more into the lane. And a foul will come against Paige Schroedermeyer, and that will be the final one on Schroedermeyer. That's foul number 5. She'll foul out of the basketball game and finish with just 2 points this evening. Number 8 for the Canton Seahawks. And they did a pretty good job with that second team, not giving up any more fouls at the end of that third quarter. Free throw, first one for Plitzwhite is knocked down again. She's 8 of 12, now make it 9 of 13. She's now scored in every single quarter as well, giving her 18 points for the basketball game. Second free throw, knocks them down both. 19. 50-28, 6-14 fourth quarter. Canton Seahawks have the backcourt. They need to get it across the timeline. They have 3 seconds to do so. 2 and 1 still in the backcourt. And before that, Gregory Scholes, the head coach for the Seahawks, is going to call a Pelican water break. We'll take the Pelican water break with them. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN. We're back in 60 seconds.
I'm Matt Lavin. I'm the owner of Davis Pharmacy in Vermillion, South Dakota. Vermillion is becoming a very proactive community. I mean, we've seen some really good development occurring. We've got some new areas for new homes that have come up. And like I said, the number of shops that are now occupied. I mean, you drive down Main Street, and Main Street is full. It really is, because it is a very family-oriented town.
You'll discover your next opportunity when you discover the region's bridge to a better life. GreaterYanktonLiving.com.
What does the word member mean to you? At Vermillion Federal Credit Union, it means you're part of their financial institution, which makes it yours. Each member is an owner, and as a member owner, you receive owner benefits. So while some places give big bonuses to executives, at Vermillion Federal Credit Union, profits are given right back to you in the form of the most affordable financial services available. Find out about all the benefits of becoming a member owner today by visiting Vermillion Federal Credit Union at 105 East Cherry Street, member NCUA.
Back in action here at the Vermillion High School. They've decided to take knockout base for their 60 seconds, well, 40 seconds. And during that time, we missed Leah Herbster, able to lay up off the glass, a good for 2, giving her 11 points for the basketball game. And Vermillion now has a 52-28 lead. As the Canton Seahawks will have it in the front court. And they're trying to chip away back at this Vermillion lead, but again, it's just been tough for what the Canton Seahawks have got themselves into when it comes to foul trouble for the basketball game this evening. They have forced 24 different fouls. Vermillion forced the Lady Cavaliers on Friday night into 26. So great defense and able to get Canton into foul trouble early and often this evening, and that has really been the biggest difference maker. A tall pass that will go out of bounds for Canton Seahawks. Now 2 officials are going to get together. Who did it last touch? And they say now it last touched off the Vermillion Tangers, which I can believe because Shandy Ludwig gives no argument saying that wasn't last touched by me. So corrections, the officials get together, and it will stay with the Canton Seahawks. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tara Leaf has it. Back out to Amanda. Now to the top. It's with Olsen. 5 seconds. Back out to Amanda. 3 seconds now. Amanda has to make something happen. 1 second, and they never get the shot off. It's the 3rd shot clock violation this evening against the Canton Seahawks as the Vermillion Tangers get another big turnover. 52-28. 5:13, fourth quarter. It's Ludwig into the front court. She puts up a quick jumper as she moves to the elbow, misses it, but draws the contact on Tara Lees. That is Tara's fifth personal foul. She'll foul out of the basketball game, and she'll finish with just 3 points this evening. Paige Schronemeyer, Tara Lees, the two leading scorers for this Canton Seahawks team, and also the two leading scorers from a year ago, both foul out, combined just 5 points. First free throw is off the mark as Ludwig has 2 big fists, and she's frustrated with herself. It's been a tough night from Sandy from the free throw line, but this time knocks down the second opportunity. She's just 3 of 8 this evening, 53-28. 5:05, fourth quarter. Now pass can be stolen away by Mulliher. Mulliher looking for her first point. Now bounce pass. That's way too low for Leah Herbster. It will go out of bounds. Another quick turnover. Been a tough night yet for Kenzie Mulliher. Just 4 points for her on the season, all coming the way of the charity stripe, and still 0 for her this evening. 53-28, 4:52, fourth quarter. Another pass can be stolen away by the Tangers, and Plutzelwhite off the glass. This one too strong. Leah Herbster with the offensive rebound, right back up, and contact made. Leah Herbster falls to the ground, and she'll head to the free throw line to shoot 2. It is the 19th foul now on the Canton Seahawks. The foul, by the way, comes against Meister. I believe that's number 5 for her, right? Yes, it is. Lincoln Meister, she'll foul the basketball game. Start off with 7 points in that first quarter. Hit a 3-pointer in the third quarter. Finishes with 10 on the evening. And another starter, the third one, to foul out for the Canton Seahawks. Free throw for Leah Herbster. Airballs it again, the second time she's done that this evening. This is her 9th and 10th time shooting free throws. Number 10 is up, and she's going to miss them both here. Lexi Plutzelwhite battles underneath for the offensive rebound. Can't quite hold it in as it goes out of bounds. By the way, Leah is 5 of 10 from the free throw line for 50% this evening. 53-28, 4:40, fourth quarter. Vermillion looking like they're going to get the 2-0 this season. And Canton their first loss this season. Ends up front court, 2-pointer from Oakland on the mark for the rebound by Abbas. So she goes right back up with it, lays it off the glass and good for 2. Abbas her first 2 points since the first quarter, total of 5 points. As Vermillion brings it in the front court now. Ludwig over to Lily Johnson. Johnson loses her dribble, has to chase after it, picks it back up, not over Plutzelwhite. Plutzelwhite down to the low block near side. Now last second bounce pass over Herbster. Up a her shot, misses it. Plutzelwhite though, offensive rebound. She goes right back up, misses it, and this time finally rebounded by the Canton Seahawks. Seahawks in the backcourt with Amanda Lees as she carries it across the 10-second line. Now over to the corner. A far 2. This one is going to hit off the rim and then fall in. Great shot by Olsa, who has now 5 points in this fourth quarter. And now a quick timeout called by Gregory Scholes. We'll take the 30-second Culligan water break. You're listening to Tanager Basketball on ESPN 1015 AM 1570. Around the world, KVTK.com. We're back in 30 seconds.
It's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you saved for your Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for football season. And the overtime you work for that third car so your team can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or combo, State Farm agent Dick Sunday Vermillion sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Dick understands what your things really mean to you and is here to help you give them the protection they deserve. Talk to State Farm agent Dick Sunday and Vermillion for your home and auto insurance today.
Vermillion Tangers as they'll get their second win of the season. Canton Seahawks will follow 1-1 as they've committed 26 team fouls this evening, including 3 of the starting 5 that have already fouled out of the basketball game. Vermillion will have it in the front court with Lexi Plutzelwhite now over to Hansen, who checked out at the timeout break. Checked in. Jensen is also on the court. Hansen now put up the jumper, and Casey Hansen knocks it down. Hansen, a quiet 7 points for her this evening off the bench, and that bench just continues to be electric during the first 2 games for the Vermillion Tangers. And now Jensen is going to poke this away. Jensen tries to get a pass underneath the Plitzwhite sees it. Now reverse layup off the glass. And good for two. And Lexi Plitzwhite continues her dominance this senior year. Now with 101 points. The first time she has hit 20 or more. She scored 13 the other night against the Cavaliers. And now pass that's going to be kicked by Hanson out of bounds. By the way, Plitzwhite is the only starter out there. And now she'll come out, and with 3:07, I can't imagine she'll be back into the game, which means Lexi Plitzwhite will finish with 21 points in the ballgame. And a great performance from her. I believe she had, a couple rebounds off of a double-double, or did she hit it? She might have gotten close. 57-32. Can't see Hawks have it. A low pass goes off the knee of Oakland and will go out of bounds. I'm sorry, that was Olseth as goes off the knee. And right now, Vermillion with no starters out there on the court. I don't know if we'll see more either. Now a travel commanded by Hanson, another turnover. 57-32. I can't imagine we would see any more starters. It is a 25-point lead for the Vermillion Teenagers, but don't want to jinx myself yet. Olseth will get it across the Tanager logo. Bounce pass now over to Oakland. Oakland holding it belt high. Trying to get passes around. Out to Amanda Lease. Back to the top of Olseth. Now trying to force a pass in the lane. It's going to be knocked away by Cleveland as she picks up the loose basketball. Up to Hanson across the timeline to the front court. Now over to right now. Back to Hanson on a tall pass. She pulls it down to Jensen. In the far corner. They're working around now. Trying to work a little bit of time. But Neris lets it slip through her hands but gets the basketball right now. And Cleveland all the way over to Jensen. Jensen wide open jumper. This one off the left side of the rim, get out, picked up by the Canton Seahawks on the defensive rebound. Amanda Lease now has it. She gets a pass over Oakland. Oakland almost has it stolen away. Back over to the near corner. Quick three from Olseth. This one just rings in and out. Rebound by Cleveland. Cleveland up to right Neris. Right Neris up to Hanson. Hanson over Jensen on the free throw line extended. Far side. And a dot it. Back out as they work it over to jumper to Cleveland. This one off the mark. And now, controlled by the Canton Seahawks. This might be the most consistent non-foul time we've seen in the basketball game this evening. At the 1:39 mark, fourth quarter, as a couple more Vermillion Teenagers are going to check in, which means everybody is going to have that chance to play this evening. And we're going to see another hockey change come in. We'll see a few more come in. It will be Canadian Cleveland, Ella Witness, Lauren Mockler, and this one, Brooklyn Boss, the other one, who will come in. So all the Vermillion Teenagers that dressed tonight get that chance to play again, just like they did on Friday evening. Great to see as Vermillion again will get another big win, 57-32, as we wind down the last 80 seconds. Three-pointer, this one just going to be off the mark, front iron for Witness. Now, there's basketball, going to be all the way back to the timeline, popped up high in the air, and will go out of bounds, and it will be Seahawk basketball. Canton Seahawks again back in action against Garrettson. Tomorrow evening, actually, Vermillion back in action on Thursday. Three-pointer off the glass, and good for the Canton Seahawks. This is Landry Meister with her first 3 points of the basketball game. As Vermillion will bring it into the front court. Have it at the top of the key with Claire. Claire trying to make some space now, trying to get a bounce pass over Lauren Mockler. This one's going to be stolen away, though, by Amanda Lease. Now, she tries to force her way out of trouble. Will bounce it off the foot of Mockler and will go out of bounds. It will stay with the Canton Seahawks right in front of the Tanager bench. Don't go anywhere, Tanager fans. We'll have our post-game conversation with head coach John Brooks. That is coming up, and we'll talk about the stipulations if you're going to go to the game on Thursday evening against Ponca, what you need to do. Back in action right now, because they're not having it as the shot clock is off. They can hold the last second shot, but Voss doesn't care. She wants to try to get her some points, puts up a shot, this one off the mark, but Vermillion gets it right back. Now over to Lauren Mockler. She goes up. Lauren Mockler will get her first 2 points off the bench. As Canton will now bring it into the front court and almost throw it away. Now a jump ball is going to be called with 10.7 remaining in the final frame here. As Vermillion again will move to 2-0. Good to see for the Tanagers to get a big win again. Again, we're talking about 59-35 as Vermillion will just hold for that last second shot. And they'll move to 2-0 on the season. Play on Friday, play on Monday. It doesn't matter when the Tanners play, as they get a big win tonight against the Canton Seahawks. As the Seahawks, they fall to 1-1 after opening up their season with the win against the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. They fall tonight against the Vermillion Tanners. All right, we're going to take a 3-minute break, and when we come back, it's the First Dakota National Bank postgame show here on ESPN.